I was born to fight wars that no army could win. There was no fear, no failure. But the rules have changed. The enemy changed.
Hello and welcome back to Logitech G at E3. I'm Louise and I'm joined by Matt.
Hello.
Matt has seen an exclusive behind closed doors gameplay preview of Just Cause 4. Matt, what did you think?
I thought it was really, really good, and that's kind of an understatement actually, because it was completely mental. Maybe one of the maddest games I think I've seen.
It's always been chaotic, hasn't it? There's always been absolute madness to Rico's journey, and it looks like it's getting even more insane.
I don't quite know how they've done it, but they've managed to sort of up the level of mental to levels that are previously inconceivable. So one of the things they've done is tweak the grappling hook now, so you can still do the whole smashing two things together, like you always could, but they've added loads and loads of modifiers. So you can do things like add a Fulton balloon to anything you throw the grappling hook at, and that sounds quite boring on its own, but you can combine all the modifiers you have, so you can add like Fulton balloons to, say, a shipping container, which is what they were demonstrating stuff on, mainly as a way of saying, like, we can even make shipping containers interesting. But you can do it with things like oil drums or trucks or anything like that, things that explode. And then you can add things like kinetic blasts, which will push these things in certain directions. So essentially, as well as being a sandbox game, it's kind of like a physics simulator in a way that even Just Cause wasn't previously.
That sounds like something that people are going to really, that's always the kind of thing that you see YouTube videos of, look at this person who's made X and Y. It sounds like they're going to open up all kinds of new ridiculous things in this sandbox.
Absolutely, it's a toy box, and I think that's kind of part of the demonstration was exactly that, just showing off, like, they'd obviously, like, you know, they practiced all this stuff before, and it was different every time because it's systemic stuff. So the example that they did that we all loved was they had a crane with a shipping container, again, attached to the crane thing, whatever it's called, the string, crane string.
That's definitely
Tell
what
us what it's actually called in the comments if
you know.
How you choose to live your life. And they had attached these kinetic blasts to the top of the crane, set it off, and it ended up spinning around like a giant flail, and it was knocking things out of the sky and sending other shipping containers flying. And you know, obviously the practical element of how you will fight bad guys using a spinning crane is probably...
People found very interesting ways of attaching things to enemies in Just Cause 3, so I'm pretty sure 4 will do even better. One extra thing is, there's the small matter of weather, isn't there?
The weather is kind of a big deal. So there's, like a lot of games we've seen at this year's E3,
Lots of weather.
There's a lot of weather. And the general stuff, like the wind and the direction of wind and things like that is you can see it with like pollen and things flying through the air. So if you jump out and you open your parachute, Rico will be carried along by these sort of genteel winds, and you're flying across this lovely island.
Sounds far too peaceful.
It was very peaceful, but obviously, you know, they're not really just about peace. So there are tornadoes as well, and this is one of the things we saw in the trailer. I think Rico drives a car into a tornado
because he can't shoot tornadoes.
No,
that's the one thing.
But there is actually a special car that's for science reasons.
Of course there is.
It's tornado proof. So it
made tires.
Yeah, something like that. It's got like something really heavy
in the
trunk.
It's fine that factories are ripped up, but there's this one truck.
Yeah, I mean, you're driving along and there are, I don't want to say shipping containers again, but that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Flying up.
How he's passing the camera.
Yeah, but like, honestly, I think they call it the Chaos Engine. So there's loads and loads of stuff in the world that is there just to be chucked about and thrown about and ripped apart. So you're driving past, like essentially in the storm chaser vehicle, seeing all this stuff happen, which is absolutely incredible. At one point, the tornado we saw went through a bridge, so it cut the bridge in half and sucked all the stuff up. And it's kind of, the weather is actually part of the story as well, in a way that they weren't going to tell us, so we're going to have to find it.
Okay.
So there's some kind of like, I want to say weather-based terrorism, which is the thing I've just made up. But I'm expecting that's probably the sort of thing it's going to be.
You said something about guns directing cyclones.
Yeah,
Did you make that up?
No, I really didn't make that up. That's the bad guys you're fighting, the Black Hand, have guns that dictate like giant cannons essentially that can push the cyclones or tornadoes in certain ways. So they're kind of trying to shove this one towards a capital city. So one of the things Rico had to do was blow up these cannons in a variety of different ways
to stop people using weather terrorism.
Yeah, and this is on top of all the other Just Cause stuff. There's a story. There's loads of characters. Rico's still immeasurably cool and quite kind of,
Has
smooth.
lots of
and-
ridiculous weapons, presumably.
Yeah, there's more weapons than ever. But the main purpose of the demo that we saw was just to show off these incredible new sandbox, sort of systemic sandbox things that you can do in Just Cause 4, and to show off the Tornado, which is genuinely, and this sounds really hyperbolic, it is one of the coolest things I've seen in a game. Just
E3's a time for hyperbole.
what a time to be alive. You can
And-
drive along and see shipping containers being thrown through bridges.
All about those shipping containers. And we won't actually have that long to wait for Just Cause 4, because it's coming out on December the 5th of this year. Not that you've got a billion other games to be getting through by this point, but December is going to be fighting cyclones with gun time. So that's it. If you have any questions that Matt can maybe answer about Just Cause 4, let us know in the comments below and he will endeavour to answer them, probably not just by typing shipping containers. And don't forget, for all the news from E3 2018, drop us a like first and then subscribe for all of it straight into your inbox.
Shipping containers.